So let's continue with our map questions then. So in map questions, what happens is you would see a map. The map could be of the past and could be of the past, could be of the present, could belong to the future. So first thing that you have to make sure in your map related questions is concerning your tenses, because you would be able to figure out the tense only if you have if you check the graph properly, map properly. So in your map, it's the tense matters a lot. What I want to say is, like, maybe they would give you a map. Let's say an Arnold Park is there and it used to look like this in like 10 years ago, and in 10 years after redevelopment it looks like this today in the present, right? So you need to basically note down the features, that what features are changed. So overall, what happens in a map related question, some new changes occur in a place, or maybe some changes they've proposed and that will occur. So sometimes they even talk about the future as well, that this building will look like this after 50 years, right, after the construction. So make sure that whenever you're looking at a map, it's gonna affect your tenses a lot. So you need to be switching between tenses. Sometimes it's using the past, present, or future. So make sure that you're using the correct tenses, because not using a correct tense would also be a grammar mistake at the end of the day. So you need to make comparisons, that how a structure or a park or a building looks today and how it would look in the future. And okay, so most of the times the location is the same, right? Because obviously it's going to be a park, could be a airport, could be again could be an island. I remember that there was a question in IELTS, and it's like one of the first questions that I started to teach that time. It was regarding a map of an island, and the island used to look like that years ago, and then it has a lot of trees are there in the island after, and then there is like the island is also used for more tourism activity. So this used to be one of the IELTS Writing Task 1s in your Cambridge books. You would find it. So in this video, what I'm trying to do in these videos is just to help you out, students. I'm just working on new questions, and I'm writing the answers band sample band 9 answers for those questions which are not on Google, which you won't find anywhere else, but those are written responses by me, and these are copyrighted. I have written it on my own, and these are not copy pasted from anywhere else. You would see that there's no that these are like typically that oaths, they solely belong to me. I've written it in my freedom, I've corrected myself, and I've also made sure that I'm writing it in the real exam conditions. I've written that within the span of 20 minutes. Whenever I'm writing any answer, I always use a stopwatch and a timer with me, and I make sure that I am not I'm able to finish writing my answer in first 16 minutes, and then only I'm checking it within like the last 3 to 4 minutes. I'm just checking it and making sure that there's no grammar mistake. Okay, so what are the 5 steps that we always follow even when it comes to map? There is no need to note down anything. You have a PDF attached to this, so whenever you're watching my videos, you can follow this PDF up, and you can always feel connected this way, that you're listening to me very carefully. If you want to make notes, you can always go rewind and then watch the video again, and otherwise you could just listen to me very, very carefully. All your ears should be here, focus on my video, concentration here, and watch the video, and make notes if you want by rewinding it, and keep the PDF open. So these are the steps that you need to follow in order to gain the maximum out of these videos. Guys, if you watch these videos properly, you don't need to have any tutor, because I've clarified a lot of things in these videos, and of course I can help you in giving you feedback of your writing task 1 and task 2. So the steps that we need to follow would be first would be to analyze the question, and then we need to identify the main features. So these 2 steps are gonna take you more time, because when you're analyzing the question, you're looking at it. I have already I would say that you need to paraphrase the question, so you need to know how to paraphrase it. Paraphrasing the question sentence would mean that you need to write the same sentence by using different set of words, and making sure that you're not changing the meaning of the sentence. That's crucial in paraphrasing. Your paraphrasing would be considered incorrect if you have changed the meaning of the sentence, because that doesn't mean the same thing, whereas it's a rule for paraphrasing that the meaning of both sentences should be the same. So you need to analyze the question, which means you need to read the question statement, understand it, paraphrase it, and there is no need to use slangs or any other vocabulary. Use academic words or formal vocabulary when you're writing it. The next step is to see what you can see by first or the second look, like what is the nature, like what is something changing in the map, what is something that you can grab in like first 1 or 2 minutes. Accordingly, you need to start writing your overview. Again, overview is the most important thing in your writing task, so make sure that in order to get a band 7, you're focusing a lot on overview. You know how to write an overview, because without which your scores would not be elevated to a band 7. And then afterwards, you need to write the detailed paragraph. So these are the 5 steps we need to cover. Step 1, analyze the question. Second is to identify the main features. When I talk about these first 2 steps, analyze the question and identify the main features, I'm talking about your planning stage, that you have to plan your answer, and then only you need to start writing an introduction. And when it comes to writing an introduction, the introduction means you're just paraphrasing the question statement. So after you're done writing your introduction, which means your paraphrase statement, you need to write an overview. Overview is again very important, and the details in the overview should be good enough that they're just talking about the overall, like what can you see when you see the graph in like first or second look, and that's it. There are no details in it in terms of percentages. Whatever we're going to include in our main body paragraphs, that's gonna be in the form of like percentages, that something is increasing, something is decreasing, you know, that we're gonna do in your detailed paragraphs. So once again, I would like to highlight the importance of planning. Step 1 and step 2, it might take you around 3 to 4 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to plan your writing task 1. But if you don't plan, I'm gonna tell you the things are gonna be very difficult for you guys. Why? Because you'd not be able to write a coherent response, you would make more mistakes, you would end up rewriting, you would end up rethinking, and that's gonna waste your time. You'd be panicking in the exam. And imagine if you're doing task 2 after task 1, that a lot of students still do. So it's gonna be very difficult for you. So it's better if you plan your task properly. If you are analyzing the graph and you're noting down its main features, you already have a set plan in front of you, and you have, once you're done with your planning, you're just starting to write your answers. All right, and let's start with a map that you can see on your screen. That's about the Southwest Airport. So the question says, the plans below show the site of an airport now and how it will look after redevelopment next year. So what you can see is, okay, what does the question say? First of all, let's understand the question together. The plans below, it show the site of an airport now and then how it will look after redevelopment next year. So this means which 2 tenses? In the starting of the video, I've talked about one thing, tenses, very important in maps. So plans below to show the site of an airport. It is about now, which means the present tense, and how it will look after redevelopment next year. They've not mentioned the years, but you can assume that it's like 2025 going on and then 2026, right? So let's look at the map. So in now you can see that the airport is pretty small, as you can see on your screen as well. The airport is small one, right? And they have also given a box wherein they've written that the C represents check-in, and then there's a sign of coffee, which is for cafe. Afterwards, you can see a walkway, and then finally you can see some gates as well, like from 1 to 8. And there are 2 other things that we could see is your security passport control and the passport control customs, all right, which is common in both the maps. And you could see the gates on the top, right, where there's a walkway as well. You would see like gate 1 to 8 on the top, and then there's a walkway. Walkway means a place where people walk on the airport. So if you see at the first one, the left map, it's about the airport, how it looks right now. There's a walkway, 8 gates are there. There is security, passport control and passport control customs. There is check-in in the departure section, of course, and there's cafe as well. But on the arrival side, you can see nothing. Now let's look at the map after development 1. So in the after development 1, you could see that the number of gates are 18. And now in between the gates, you could also notice a sky train, which is going from one gate to another. The sky train, which means it's gonna be easy for the passengers to go from one gate to another. Not from one gate, but yeah, I mean there's a gate you have, and then you can go with the help of sky train to the other gate, to the flight, sorry, not the gate. And we've gotten some shops as well at the departures, right? So you're gonna so what are the features the graph is representing? There's an ATM in the arrival. The number of cafes are 2 in this map. There's 1 cafe in departures, another cafe in arrivals, and you can also see that there are cab hires available after development. This means a cab would be easily available if passengers are coming from their flight, from any flight, and then they want to hire any cab or taxi. So that facility is also there. Other than that, there's one more facility they have included is the backdrop one. So you can drop your bags also, and this check-in counter, the position of check-in counter is also changed. So this is what the graph overall represents, right? These are the changes that are gonna be coming. Security, passport control, and passport control customs are gonna be at the same location. There are no changes, so how you can organize this data is some things have changed while others have remained the same, right? So you can categorize it in a manner that those things that have changed in like one sentence and those that have not changed in second sentence, and this is how you can organize your data. All right, I'm going to give you a sample response as well, which is a band 9 response. Of course, you can read it and you can understand it. Would be very easy for you. I've just highlighted a few words as well in order to help you to understand this task. Step 1, analyze the question. So what you can do is just pause the video and make a plan in your mind. Spend 2 minutes on just planning it. Just plan and think about that, what you can write in overview, what would you write in main body paragraphs, and how would you paraphrase the question statement. I guess paraphrasing you can done in just a minute. So spend just 1 minute on paraphrasing the question statement, and then spend 2 to 3 minutes on just planning the question. When you're planning, I want you to write what you would write in your main body para 3, like main body para 1, which is basically a para 3 in this, and main body para 2, which is your para 4. So both details paragraphs, you should always make a plan before you start writing the answer. Okay, I'm going to read the answer as well, and you can see this answer in front of you as well. This is a band 9 response. You can easily understand how it is being written, right? So when I'm paraphrasing the question statement, I've done the given plans depict the current layout of an airport and the proposed design following redevelopment scheduled for the coming year. That's what it is written in the question statement, that the given plans, that is the maps, they depict the current layout of an airport, that how the airport looks at present, and the proposed design following redevelopment schedule for the coming year. Then I'm going to my overall overview. Overall, the airport is expected to undergo a significant transformation with the expansion of gates, all right, the addition of commercial and service facilities, and improvements in passengers' convenience. So I have just categorized everything. Expansion of gates with respect to the gates that are expanded, which is from 8 to 18. The addition of commercial and service facilities. So what facilities I want to say here? What are those commercial and service facilities? Commercial facilities are like your ATM, your cab hire services. These are the service facilities as well, like your backdrop, your check-in. Now you have the position of check-in has just changed. And then there's improvement in passenger convenience, which is like I want to talk about the SkyTrain that is available for the passengers. Like passengers earlier needed to walk, but now they have SkyTrains to go to the plane from their gates to the plane. All right. Read it once again. If you have any doubts, just watch the video again just to understand your paraphrasing and your overview. If you still feel that you have doubts and overall you still don't understand anything, you can always reach back out to us, because without overall, it would be difficult for you to get a band 7. If you go to IELTS band descriptors again, you would see that overall plays a very important, overview plays a very important role in your helping you getting a band 7. Because if your overall or your overview is not right, you might not get the band score you desire. And I'm not scaring you out, it's just a reality. But just chill pill, watch my videos, you would learn and understand everything. If you still don't, you can always get back to us. So let's get back to our main body para 1, which is a details paragraph. What does it say? I've used a connector when I'm sorting my paragraph. Currently, the airport features 8 gates accessible via a walkway and a single cafe near the departure area. In the redesigned version, the number of gates will increase to 18, arranged along a Y-shaped concourse and accessed via a newly constructed SkyTrain. Shops will be added near the gates and cafes will be available in both the arrivals and departure sections. I'm reading it once again just to help you understand it. in the from in the redesigned version, because the first sentence is easy. Currently, the airport features 8 gates accessible via walkway and a single cafe near the departures area. In the redesigned version, the number of gates will increase to 18, arranged along a Y-shaped concourse and accessed via a newly constructed SkyTrain that is available just to help the customers from going to gates till the plane. And then shops will be added near the gates, as you can see, and cafes will be available in both arrivals and departure sections. Then I'm starting my final paragraph. In addition, new facilities such as the backdrop counter, car hire services, and an ATM will be introduced, right? These are the new facilities they're adding. A backdrop counter, if you see, these services are not available in the previous year, but it's available in the coming year with the new redesigned version of the map of the airport. Backdrop counter is there, car hire and an ATM will be introduced. The check-in area, which is presently located on the left, will be relocated to the right, while the backdrop will occupy the left side. Despite these changes, the security, passport control, customs and immigration areas, they will retain their current positions and functions. So you can also write will retain their current positions, that's it. And functions, it's not required, you can simply write it. So this is how we write a map. Once again, what I've done in my map, I've taken care of my vocabulary range. My vocab range is good enough to help the examiner understand what I want to say. There's advanced words that we have used as well, like a lot of advanced words we have used. Let's say commercial and service facilities. And we have also talked about a Y-shaped concourse accessed via a newly constructed SkyTrain. And then we've also used, you would see that this is hardly any repetition of words. All of my words are pretty, they're not repeating themselves a lot. The airport is expected to undergo a significant transformation. Again, good for adequate vocabulary range we have. Redevelopment scheduled for the coming year. So you need to enhance your vocabulary as well in order to get a high band score, like band 8, 9. And if you see the grammar, it's all good. There's no grammar mistakes we have. If you make any grammatical mistakes, make sure that when you're doing your proofreading, you're able to sort them out. Even if there are a few grammatical mistakes, don't worry, you can still get a band 7. It's not gonna harm much. And if you look at the other aspects, which is your spellings, all good. Cohesion matters a lot. So if you see, my response is pretty coherent. I've organized my data. The response is pretty concise. The way I've organized it, it's not exceeding the word limit a lot. Like 150 is the word limit. In my essay, the word limit is 172 words, so which is pretty much okay. You can do plus minus 10, 20, that is completely fine. But just don't write like 250 words or something like this when you're doing your task 1. So I'm assuming I have done a good job here by helping you writing your writing task 1 map answer. And thanks a lot for watching this video. I'll catch you up soon with my other videos regarding mixed graph, and then we'll also do a couple of more videos regarding IELTS Writing Task 1 itself. If you have any doubts, you can always reach out back to us. We'll be able to give you the feedback for Writing Task 1 and Writing Task 2 as well. Thanks and have a great day ahead.